Imagine going on a fishing trip where everything you have dreamt about actually happens. Well, back in October, together with my dad, I had the trip of a lifetime. An epic 10 days in the wild and unexplored waters of Canada, searching for giant carp. Even though we had a rocky start, we eventually got among them. And well, there was no shortage of monster-sized fish. Before I give away too much, let's start from the beginning. It's October 1st. I'm going to pick up my dad from my parents' house. They're only about 15 minutes away. We're going fishing for 10 days, renting a houseboat. I'm super excited. Let's go. Hey, good morning.
Good morning.
Are you ready?
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know?
Look at all this stuff.
Look at all this stuff. Is this it?
Yeah.
I think we're okay then.
Yeah?
I think I got room. Don't worry, I'll take good care of him.
Ja.
I forgot my wallet at home.
One eternity later.
This morning, when I left my house, I put my camera down to film my departure. And I put my wallet down to hold the camera on an upright level. And then when I took my camera, I left my wallet on my driveway. Then we spent another hour searching for that wallet. And luckily my dad found it.
Yeah.
And now we're on our way. So I guess you could say this is not a good start to the trip. Hopefully this doesn't determine the outcome. So all my trips before, they've been more or less to places that have been guaranteed to catch fish. This time, we're going into the more or less unknown. We know there's carp in these lakes, but we have no idea if we're gonna find them quickly, if we're gonna catch anything of size. I'm hoping that we catch some bigger ones. I'm really hoping my dad gets to catch a 30-pound carp, because I think up until now, he hasn't really crossed that mark. And for me, love to catch a mirror. These lakes have a good amount of mirrors, probably around 7 to 8%. So we just have to, fish through, and eventually, I'm hoping, I'm gonna catch a mirror. While driving to the marina, I couldn't help but think about what the trip had in store. Upon arriving, we wasted no time in unloading the car and getting all our gear into the houseboat. This took much longer than I would have thought, but one thing was for sure, we definitely had plenty of beer for this trip. All right, so we're fully loaded. I just parked the car and we're gonna head to the boat, organize things a little bit because it's a little chaotic. We have a lot of stuff, as most carp anglers do, and then we're off. It wasn't long until we started the engine and untied ourselves from the dock. And off we were. This is a big boat, and I think it's fair to say my dad was a little outside of his comfort zone as captain. The last few weeks I've been checking out different spots on the lakes, and I've got about 20 points of interest. The first one that we're coming up on is a few little islands with some deep water nearby, so we're gonna check those out. Hopefully we're able to get the boat onto the island, so at least we can moor it there for the night. I'm gonna have to find some spots. We had a late start, it's already 3 p.m. It's probably gonna get dark around 6:37, so lots of work to do. I still have to put my Raptor together. Really running behind schedule, but I'll make the best of it tonight. I had to blow up my inflatable boat. This proved to be a little difficult, as there was limited space to do so on the houseboat. But in the end, I figured a way to make it work. And before I knew it, it was ready to go. The island that I was hoping to stay on tonight has a private property sign So we're not gonna moor on that island, but nothing's stopping us from putting the anchor down and fishing these spots. So we'll have to maneuver a little bit and figure out if and how we can do this. So I've got my rod all set up, the boat's in, the deeper's set up, and I'm gonna go find some spots. There's quite a bit of weed out here, which is good. We currently have our boat in about 11 foot of water, and I want to find some clear spots, and there's supposedly, not far from the boat, a drop to 14 or 15 feet, and that's really what I would like to bait up and present a bait. So let's go, let's find some spots.
I wanted to find a clear spot amongst all the weed. At first, I had a little bit of trouble, but eventually, I found it.
All right, I found my spot. I got 18 feet, deepest spot, really close to the boat. Looks pretty good, very little weed on the bottom. Put in my marker so I can see where I'm fishing. Now I'm gonna get some bait out, get the rods out, and we have to eat. I boiled 10 buckets of bait for this trip, almost in equal amounts of corn, hemp, and tiger nuts. And I'm gonna basically prepare, mix the bait right now, take it out there, and let's go.
With time running out and daylight fading fast, I mixed together a bucket of bait and spread it all around my marker. I baited a little heavy, with the hopes of building up the swim over the next few days. Carp can devour this amount of bait in a few hours. That is, if they are around. With the bait all in, I quickly put together the rod pod and casted the rods out from the inflatable. I couldn't cast out from the houseboat as a solar panel was getting in the way.
All right, what are we having? Well, we're having some fresh bread and what's this? This is Macallan. Ooh, very nice. Okay. Cheers.
Cheers. To catch big fish.
Yeah, it's a big fish. What a day. Seems like our alternator's not working because the batteries here on the houseboat are not charging. So we're gonna have to call them this tomorrow morning and hopefully someone comes and fixes it. Then our anchors didn't hold where we wanted to anchor. So we moved the houseboat closer to shore. I tossed it over a tree, the anchor. And now we're still, what can I say? It's a rough start, but it's the first day. My dad finds it hilarious. Oh, you find this funny?
It started bad and it's even worse now.
Well, at least we're
On
not moving.
this is on a positive note.
On a positive note, at least we're not floating away.
Yeah.
And we ate. We could eat some more.
Now, to sleep is gonna be a challenge.
Yeah, we gotta move everything around because this is a bed here. Oh, anyway.
It looks like a bomb went off here.
A bomb went off. Well, it's not that bad. It's just there's shit everywhere. Okay. All right. Well, hopefully the next thing you guys see is a fish, because if not, tomorrow morning is gonna be an interesting one.
1 hour later.
Well, when things just couldn't get worse. I don't know, I'm laughing, but this is not funny. But a crazy ass wind just hit us, and we got pushed to the side of this island that we put our anchor, and my rods just went all off, and I tried to pull them all in, and they were filled with weeds, so I pulled them out. We need to find a different spot tomorrow, somewhere we can beach, and we need more beer. You're right. Somewhere we could beer it on an island, beach this houseboat on an island, and get the rods at least on land. Oh, it's I hope we're still here in the morning. That's all I'm hoping. If that tree gives way that we have our anchor around, it's going to be an interesting predicament, but should be all right.
At first light, I wasted no time in getting the rods out. This time, I had to boat them out, as the houseboat was pushed really close into the island overnight, and I couldn't cast to the marker. With the rods out, my dad prepared breakfast, and we eagerly awaited the first run of the trip.
Fish? Fish on?
No, we're leaving. Smart ass.
Yeah, beautiful morning, no fish.
Yeah, we would have stayed a little bit longer, but our fridge isn't working, so
Yeah.
we gotta go. We gotta fix the fridge problem.
A disappointing start is an understatement. I couldn't help but feel deflated at how the first 24 hours of this trip had gone. On top of blanking, we now had fridge problems and had to leave the first swim. So we just arrived at Buckhorn Lock. It's a really nice place to moor up, and they've got a nice little park around here. We're spending the night here because we have our troubles with the refrigerator, and the people from the houseboats, they're gonna come and help us hopefully fix this problem so that we're good for the rest of the trip. I found 2 spots, one at the end of this little peninsula that reaches out here. There's another spot just on the other side of this canal here, the actual dam. Hopefully we get our first fish, because last night was a blank, so that sucks. I went to the tip of this peninsula and got some bait out. Put out about a quarter bucket because tomorrow morning we're gonna head out of here. I also baited up the other spot, which is basically into the side with the dam, and that's where my dad's rod's gonna go. We're really not allowed to fish here, but talking to the guys at the lock, they said that if they don't see us, it's no problem. The fine is $100, and I'm willing to pay it if we get caught, so gotta break the rules a little bit sometimes to get what you want. Also, the gentleman with the boat, he came and fixed our fridge, so that's great. So we're able to get going again, and hopefully we won't have any more boat trouble. So I just put in all the rods, put the ones up at the point for myself, and I put 3 here towards the dam behind me for my dad. So it's 6 p.m. Hopefully we get a run before it gets dark. If not, I'm sure there's a run to be had at night. After another busy day, we finally had some downtime. The rods were in, and my dad prepared some chivapi. If you're wondering, they are basically caseless sausages, and we enjoyed them with fresh bread and mustard. As night approached, I couldn't help but wonder, how long would it be until I get a run? What's bothering you?
I can see
Oh, come on.
my farts.
What? They're bothering you? They're that bad?
We celebrating no fish.
Hey, I saw one jump earlier.
Yeah, that doesn't count.
No, it doesn't. But tonight we got 6 rods in the water, and
Yeah, no fish.
well, yet. I will do my best tonight.
Oh shit. He cut me off.
It's 5 a.m. and I just had a run. By the time I got to the rod, the fish had taken quite a bit of line, and they cut me off right as I applied any pressure. I didn't have a portion of leader on these rods, so I might as well get up. I'm putting leaders on these rods, and I'll take a chair and sit by the rods, try to get a fish out of here before we leave this morning. So annoying. First run, lose it to snags. I spent the early hours pacing, trying to keep myself warm this chilly morning. I was certain another run would be in the cards. I really wanted to make up for the lost fish. But in the end, it just wasn't to be. I wasted no time in packing up all the gear and heading back to some spots we had previously seen.
Why are you honking, everybody? Stop honking.
No, I'm the captain. They have to show respect, you know, I'm in charge.
You are so short. Why should they show you respect?
Yes, that's because I'm the captain.
God, that's enough. Now you're just being silly. Stop.
No.
What a terrible start. 48 hours in, and we haven't even caught a fish. I must admit, I wasn't feeling very confident and was quite deflated because of how things were going so far. In the meantime, my dad navigated the houseboat to what was seemingly a perfect place to fish. Upon first inspection of the island, it looked like an ideal spot, with plenty of space to set up the rods, and we even found a fire pit. At this point, the last 48 hours of blanking were history. I had wind in my sails again. With the island being overgrown, it needed a bit of a cleanup, so we got all the dried shrubs and sticks to the fire pit for later. So I just went out, put out the marker, found a clear spot at 20 feet. We're right on the drop here. It's not even far. I can cast to it, which is great. Hopefully, I won't get cut off on that drop because it is quite steep, and I don't know. There's only one way to find out. We're here for a few days, so I put out a whole bucket of bait. I think we're going to eat something, get the rods out, and relax a little because it's been a lot of work today. I have to change out my leads. I had small 1 ounce leads that I used at the lock spot before because the snags were really bad and I got cut off, but I got to put bigger leads because I got to cast out to the marker. Got to get them out because it's going to be dark in probably half an hour. So let's go. And so another day came to an end. We enjoyed a beautiful sunset by the fire, all while I grew more and more anxious. I desperately needed to hear an alarm go off, and was really hopeful it would be soon. As we headed off to sleep, I set up my camera to capture the stars above our houseboat. And what do you know? The Northern Lights joined the shot. While this wasn't my first time capturing them, they are so mesmerizing. What makes them even more special is how infrequently observed they are in the southern parts of Ontario. While happy on the time-lapse front, there wasn't a single beep from my rods all night, and this couldn't be a good sign. As the sun rose, I had to deal with the fact that the night was another blank. Could it be that this trip was doomed from the beginning? While I was quite disappointed with the fishing, one thing was for sure. I was more than happy to be in an amazing wild place, spending time with my dad. The fish would surely have to show up eventually. Well, we just woke up this morning and, the dreaded time when you wake up and you realize you hadn't had a run. Yeah, that was tough. It's day 4 and still don't have a run. What is good though is the fish are boshing on the spot. I think I saw 4 of them right over my bait. It just takes some time usually. I mean, the last time I fished this water system, it takes 24 hours. Sometimes, they come in heavy and, you get a run the first night, and sometimes you just have to wait. But we're here for another 2 days, so I'm confident. I'm just hoping they start eating. With the rods motionless, I had texted back and forth with my friend Harry. While chatting, he mentioned that he caught all of his fish the previous weekend on tiger nets. It was at this moment I realized I didn't have a tiger nut hook bait on any of my rods. So I reeled in my middle rod and replaced the hook link with a top tiger nut and got the rod back out there. I really didn't think much of it and returned to the houseboat. It was maybe a half hour that had passed, and then my receiver went off. As I ran full speed to the rods, there was no doubt in my mind that it was indeed the middle rod.
Yeah, I need to go with the boat. I need to get the boat. What?
Did you get it underneath the other one?
No, I didn't. I just couldn't get pressure down.
Okay. Oof. Got it. Thank you.
You still have it?
I don't know, it's got stuck here. There we go. Oh, there he is. He's here.
Is it big?
It looked big.
Is it big?
Holy that! It's huge. It's huge.
How big?
Oh my. Oh man, this fish is not giving up.
Huh?
It's big, Tat.
I hope it's big.
Well, look at the fight it's putting. I saw it.
Then we are Professor Minchok.
Well, soon. I can't force it.
Yeah.
Tata, I think this is a 40. I'm not even kidding. It is absolutely huge. Oh, yes! Yes! Holy shit! Holy shit, that! It's a 40! I'm not f***ing kidding! Oh my god!
Well, better be, because it had to pay off.
Thank you! Thank you! Look at the size of this thing!
It's a common?
It's a common, it's a common. It's time to weigh this fish. I think it's a 40. I don't know. It is
Got a huge belly on it. We already zeroed the sling, but look at this. Oh my goodness gracious. This fish is humongous. It's got a gut like no other. Look how deep this fish is. Come around, Dad, come around. Let's look at this together. Oh! No! No way! Hold on. 48? 48? I caught a 48 in Canada. 48. Oh my God. Oh my God. This fish, after 3 days of blanking, I cannot express how crazy this result is for a wild Canadian water. And to be honest, this is why I came out here, to fish spots that nobody fished before, to find fish of this caliber. And it's happened, and it happens to be the first fish after 3 days, and it's an immaculate common. And there you go, 48 pounds of Canadian common. Absolutely mental result. I mean, I have no words to describe how crazy of a moment this is for me. And it's gonna be something very difficult to beat. Let me show you the other side. And here's the other side of this common. It got me stuck in the weeds for a little bit, and then I ended up having to go out in the boat. Epic battle. Wouldn't have had it any other way. Just makes this so much sweeter. I'm gonna get some pictures of this beast, put it back in, get the rod back out. Who knows what else this trip holds. Absolutely crazy. Well, it's time to let go of this absolute monster, my new PB. I almost don't want to let go of it. I just want to keep taking pictures with it and admire what a monster of a fish this is.
As you can imagine, I was over the moon. I had just caught a new PB in Canada. My dad and I enjoyed some very well-earned drinks by the fire. All the while, I couldn't help but wonder what the rest of the trip would have in store. Did we just stumble upon the best swim in Canada? There was only one way to find out. At this time, I also decided that I would not fish the nights. This was a tough decision, but it felt like the right thing to do. On previous trips, I had worn myself out to the brink of exhaustion, and I really didn't want to become a zombie by the end of this trip. So after a good night's sleep, I woke up early and got straight to work. The bottom of this lake is filled with rocks and boulders, so I had to sharpen my hooks to make sure they're tack sharp before casting them out. I had a feeling the first bite wouldn't take long. So I just checked my hooks. I sharpened them because it's very rocky around here, and two of my hooks were very dull. Oh, and I got a bite, and I'm in. Oh yeah, there we go.
Start. Martin?
I think so.
This is a very slow moving fish, which leads me to believe it's not small, but I didn't need to get the boat either, because
I'm into the fish. No rubbing. Oh, it's a mirror. It's a giant mirror. Tata, it's a mirror. It's a giant mirror. Oh, too late now. No, we're gonna land it here. Huh? No, we'll land it right here. We'll land it right here. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Want to give me the net? Thank you. Here, hold this net. Hold it. Pull. Pull it in. Yes. 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 Oh my Lord. I don't know. That's a new Canadian PB mirror. It's big. It is 29. It is just an ounce under 30. So this morning, first fish, and I've just broken another PB. My previous PB mirror was 23 pounds from 2019 or 2020. And this here is an old character coming in at 29.5 pounds. Just absolutely stunning. Beautiful scales. An old warrior. Absolutely. So happy with this. Let me show you the other side. I was just speaking with Will Machette, and he says that some of the old characters in these lakes have these humpbacks, so this is very characteristic of the fish that are in these lakes. Absolutely stunning. I'm gonna get a few pictures of this fish, put it back, and I still have hope for a 30+ mirror. That would make this trip ever so complete. I think we're due for a celebration. I brought a special bottle that I was only gonna open if I broke my PB. And well, I broke it twice. Once for the common and once for the mirror. So it is time to crack open a very special bottle of whiskey. Cheers to breaking PBs, exploring waters that have never been fished, and spending time with your parents. Or in my case, with my dad. Stop! Hi! Huh? I think you need to get the boat. So here, you want to get the boat? Hold on, it's coming. You want to land it? Or do you want me to like land it now? Come on. Okay. No, it's okay. Fish is good now.
But it's not on the drop?
No, and I think I see my leader. This is a good fish. Another good fish. Okay, you want to get the net? Oh shit, that's a big one. That's a big fish. Did you see it?
Yeah, I saw it, but I can't really.
Can't tell. Look how long it is. Do you see? It's a big fish. It's huge, Dad. It's almost, it's a 30 or 40. I don't even know. It's a big fish though. Huge. It's a big one, Dad. It's huge. Do you want to net it?
Yeah.
No, hold on. That might be a 40. Yes. Yes, Dad. That's another monster. Look at the size of this tail. Absolutely massive, immaculate, not a scale missing. So what a turn of events. My dad was in the bathroom. I told him the next run is his, But you snooze, you lose, I guess. But he could have had this 41.5 common, my second biggest fish in Canada. I'm absolutely speechless as to what size of fish this swim is producing. It's crazy. It's unheard of here in Canada. Oh man, I am super stoked with this fish. It is actually longer than my other fish, I feel. We're just about the same length, but absolutely wonderful. All right.
So weighing the fish has been quite a difficult task for us. And so I employed my dad to come up with an ingenious solution, and I think we got it. Let's take a look at what we did here, and then we're gonna test it out to see if it'll hold his weight.
Okay, so we got a T-bar here, and I think it's just some rope. English. We tied it with some rope around this branch that he found, and then Dad's gonna hang off it just like Tarzan to see if it'll hold. Let's see. Not right now, you're gonna fall. He's come up with another idea so that nobody actually has to hold it up. Look at that.
I don't know about that.
I don't know if it'll last through tomorrow's winds, but we can always just put it back up. Look at him. He's Tarzaning around.
Oh, yeah.
Is that your whole weight?
Yeah.
Upper weight?
Yeah. The whole thing, but
Yeah, your feet aren't off the ground.
not, but I don't want to. It's probably.
It's good enough.
And just like that, another day passed, and another PB was broken. As a treat, it was time for my favorite meal, steak and potatoes, or chips, or crisps, or whatever you want to call them. We fried them on the griddle and paired the meal with a red wine. Life was good. Before we knew it, it was 5:30 in the morning again. I sharpened my hooks, and to nobody's surprise, I was into a fish before sunrise. An epic boat battle ensued with a beautiful 34-pound common that eventually slipped into the net. While I would have been very happy with this being the largest fish of the trip, I had been spoiled, and it just didn't feel that big after catching two 40-pound fish. The rest of the day's fishing was slow. We had rainy periods and spent most of the time in the houseboat, enjoying hearty meals and plenty of beverages. Towards the evening, my dad showed off his unique dancing skills. It was quite the sight.
Well, my dad just took the Raptor boat and a smaller spinning rod and went to try to catch himself a bass, a walleye, a muskie, whatever he can. That's the type of fishing he really likes, and he really doesn't understand what the big deal is about carp fishing. He obviously sees my excitement, watches my movies, you know, he's a very supportive dad, but he doesn't realize what this session means for Canadian carp fishing. This is something unprecedented, and it's a feat that has yet to sink in for me, catching not only one, but two 40-pound carp in one session. And on top of that, 148, like probably the biggest fish that I know of since I started carp fishing. So this must be 10 years. Anyhow, I'm hoping he gets some fish because he truly enjoys his predator fishing.
1 hour later.
Holy shit, Paul.
The fuck, trebuie să fie de ăsta, tată.
The carp?
Nu,
Muskie. Yeah, go. Oh, it's a muskie. Did you see that?
A muskie.
Holy shit. Dad, you caught a muskie, dude. Do you have a leader?
No.
Uh-oh. Hey, tighten your drag a little bit. What line test do you have?
I don't know. The fucker was here. Tata, I need a boat. Come with
Why?
me. Come. Well, I need to get it.
Okay. Well, you can bring it in.
Yeah, but
Why, is it in the weeds?
No, I can't do it.
Okay, let's go. Still on, huh?
Yeah, but it's like a fucking toilet.
What? Come on, get up. It's in the weeds.
I think it's in the weeds, Tata.
Yeah.
But it's a huge one.
Yeah. Oh, there you go.
Oh!
There it is, there it is. There you go. It's in.
Well, this is going to be embarrassing. As we approached the shore, my dad noticed his lure was stuck in my net. Worried it would damage the net, he wanted to remove the lure in the water. I had a camera in one hand and the net in the other. Neither of us were paying close enough attention when the muskie simply slipped out of the net. I must admit, I felt really bad for my dad, and unfortunately, there was nothing we could do now. As another day was coming to an end, I once again went out and put in a whole bucket of bait. This had become a nightly ritual. I firmly believe that resting the swim overnight and allowing the carp to have a free feed had played a part in this session's success, so there was no question if I would continue the regimen.
I hate losing fish. I just had one cut me off again. I was on the rods very quickly, and by the time I got out there, it had clean cut me off in the zebras. I'm gonna have to tie on a new leader, put out a new rig. For the leader, I use a Mayhin knot. The reason I like this knot so much is because it's actually tapered. That enables me to cast it out quite easily without having to boat out the rig. The leader material that I'm using is a Suffix 50 pound. It's thick enough to withstand the zebras, but supple enough to cast out with, which is exactly what I want. I'm putting around 10 to 15 meters of this leader material on my rods, and it isn't sufficient because I'm not getting cut off on the leader. Very rarely. It can happen, but usually it's still the main line because the fish just runs like crazy when it realizes it's hooked. The next thing you know, you're getting cut off. My dad brought me some coffee and breakfast of champions. I love me my Kinder snacks. Man, I hate when the day starts off like this. It's very unfortunate because in this swim, I mean, you never know what you're actually losing. You know, it could be another 40, could be a 50, could be a 30 or a 20. I do have some consolation. I did everything I could as quick as I can. Got into the boat. Anyway.
On this particular day, the fishing action was great, and my dad wanted to get in on it as well. We shared runs and thoroughly enjoyed fighting and landing many carp throughout the day. I really wanted to share a brace with my dad so that we could have a picture to remember this trip by together. During the day, my dad had caught his new PB, a 31.5 pound common. This would mean we could get the brace shot I was hoping for. After snapping a few pictures together, I also wanted to get a picture of my capture, which came in at 39 pounds. This was a magnificent fish, but my dad couldn't help himself and asked one of the funniest questions of the trip.
Listen guys, my dad asked me if I wanted to take pictures of a 39, and he sees nothing wrong with that question.
It's very common here.
What, you waiting for a 50 or what are you waiting for? We're in Canada, not in France.
Every 39?
Yeah! What do you mean?
I got the 34 or what? The
You got
32?
it 31 3/4. Don't get ahead of yourself.
Okay, 31 and a half.
You know?
That's good.
Yeah, it is good. You should be happy. That's a new PB for you.
Yeah. And it's just don't you see the excitement? I'm hungry. Okay?
Yeah, you're hungry. You're more excited for food.
I dug deep and found enough energy to get out and set up the camera for time lapse. I didn't really have great expectations, but what I captured is now my all-time favorite time lapse. The Northern Lights didn't just put on a show. They exploded and totally painted the sky with some of the wildest colors I had ever seen.
Well, this morning I just caught the second biggest fish of the trip. I ran out, fought like hell, and even got tangled with my other line and some other person's line that was out there in the water. And eventually it got stuck like 5 meters out from the bank. Finally got loose, got it into the net, just weighed it, 44 pounds, second biggest fish of the trip. I'm speechless. This is the third 40 of the trip, and I don't know, it's just unreal. Second last morning here, 2 days left, and I just caught the second biggest fish of the trip. An absolute brute and a crazy fight. Coming in at 44 pounds. It's my second biggest Canadian carp. Absolutely massive head on this fish. Just crazy. What an absolute brute. I was almost losing it because it got snagged in some line, but somehow it got itself out, landed it, and here we are. Absolutely massive. Look at the size of this head. Absolutely crazy. Crazy fish. I'm gonna show you the other side. Never thought I'd need a bigger sling, but I'm gonna have to get an XL. Give me a second here. Give me 1 second. Oh, there you go. Absolutely massive chunk. I am speechless and my lower back is killing me. So I'm gonna take a few pictures, put this fish back, have some breakfast, and who knows what this trip will throw. Hey, what are you doing?
Sunbath.
Your sunbath?
Yes.
It's called sunbathing.
Sunbathing, yes. This is English proper, okay?
Look at you.
It's like I warm up my
Soul?
old bones.
Your old bones.
Yes.
Getting your dose of vitamin D today.
Yeah. Hopefully another carp.
Yeah, you want to have the next one?
50 plus.
You want the next one?
Yeah,
You're not gonna. If you catch a 50 plus, I'm throwing you in the water.
I want to make you feel bad.
Oh, great.
That's my mission
You suck.
today.
You want to make me feel bad today?
Yeah.
Why? What did I do to you?
I don't know.
Man, this is a cranky one this morning. You need to finish your coffee.
The rest of the day, I tried to keep the swim baited up, as it seemed like the bites always died down in the afternoon. So keeping the fish patrolling the area was key. Equally as important, we made sure to keep ourselves well fed, enjoying some Montreal smoked meat, which was a really nice treat. As time was passing quickly, I couldn't help but wonder if there was another good fish or two in the cards. As we approached the second last day, I kept the bait going in, and to nobody's surprise, I was into a good fish right away after recasting my rods. This battle was suspenseful. This fish went from snag to snag, making me worry about losing the fish at any time. Luckily, somehow the leader survived the rocks and zebra mussels, and before you know it, I had slipped this absolute unit of a fish into the net. This fish was by far the longest fish I'd ever caught, and for a second, I thought I may have caught a Canadian 50. while it wasn't close to 50 pounds, the fish came in at a cool 45.5 pounds, which would make this the fourth 40 of the trip. Unheard of in Canada.
So this morning, my dad jokingly said that I'm not going to catch any other fish today because most of the fish came earlier in the day. And to be honest, I felt kind of the same way. But out of nowhere, I was just sitting at my computer looking at some of the photos of the immense captures that I've captured, during this trip. And the left-hand rod just peeled off. And, well, without further ado, the second biggest fish of the trip. Here she is at 45.5 pounds. Oh, and she is a little bit angry, but I think she's gonna let me hold her up a little bit. Absolutely crazy. You could probably tell by my smile that I can't contain my excitement. This trip is, I don't know, red letter session can't even call it that. This is something else. This is a trip of a lifetime, results of a lifetime. Absolutely monster fish. Let me show you this other side because it's immaculate. Not a scale missing, just perfect common. Perfect wild common from Canada. Absolutely crazy, crazy. Oh, there you go. You're so heavy. Okay. Oh, he's ready. I'm just gonna chill here for a bit. These fish are heavy. So I just put back a 31 without pictures because we've been catching 40s. And I was just thinking to myself, if I didn't have responsibilities and work and my wife at home, I probably would have stayed another week here. And what's so funny?
Not me.
No?
No,
Yeah?
not me. How many you want to catch? You want to catch all of them or what?
Yeah, I want to catch
You
a
got-
50. Or a 40 mirror.
You take me to the marina.
Yeah?
I'll take the truck back home.
Oh, yeah?
You come back and then I'll come back after. Pick you up, okay? This is how much I love it.
Oh, okay.
Well, it's been crazy, I want to go home.
All right.
Good?
Yes. No carp angler ever says this.
Yes, I'm not a carp angler.
No, you are not. But that's okay.
Different one. Okay.
All right, what are we eating?
Sprats,
Sprats.
onion.
Oh, we're out of fresh food. We're eating canned food tonight.
Yeah.
That's fish, canned fish.
We're down to the last bread.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, that doesn't look good for me.
Yeah, so it's good that tomorrow we're going
I have
home.
macaroni.
Yeah, we have some yeah, we can make some macaroni and cheese. Mac and cheese, what's wrong with that? Nothing. I'm not a big fan. Well, it's the last morning here. We have to pack up today. I've got a few hours to fish though. I'm hoping for a good fish before I leave, but to be honest, this trip has exceeded all expectations, and if I blanked this morning, I wouldn't even be mad.
We packed up nearly everything and left just the rods in the water. With only 30 minutes left before having to leave to the marina, one of my rods was off. I picked up into the fish, and the fish, surprisingly, wasn't putting up a big fight. It had come in relatively quickly and without a fuss. But when I first got a look at it, I simply couldn't believe my eyes.
It's a mirror. I don't know, it's not big, but it's a nice long mirror. Yes, yes, yes. Come on, get in, get in, get in. Yes. Oh, yes, yes.
So it's the final morning here. We began to pack up slowly.
and this rod just ripped off. And what a better going away gift than an absolutely stunning wild mirror to get me on my way. This mirror came in at 29 pounds. It's long and so pretty. Take a look at this mirror. Absolutely stunning. Scales all over it. Crazy looking mirror. Couldn't be happier with this result. Oh man, this is a trip of a lifetime. I don't know if I'll ever be able to best this. Just stunning. Let me show you the other side. Mirrors in Canada are actually quite rare. There's not many. Obviously this lake has them. I've already caught 2. The other one was 29.5. This is 29. But they're so special because you don't see them often, and whenever you catch a mirror, it's a special moment. And for me to catch a mirror on the last day, I mean, you couldn't have written this any better. Absolutely crazy result.
And just like that, this dreamy trip had come to an end. As I look back at the giant carp I landed and the unforgettable moments that I shared with my dad, it's hard for me to process it all. I'm sure my dad may not be able to wrap his head around what catching 4 40-pound carp in Canada means to me. Having him by my side made it all the more special, and I won't ever be able to forget this trip. I hope this journey inspires you to explore the incredible waters Canada has to offer. For me, what once felt like a distant dream is now a cherished memory, and proof that dreams can indeed come true.